Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Reese number 132-133D set of interlocking weather stripping. So the 132-133D set is comprised of an L shape and then an offset item. The offset item is the 132, and these are just 6-inch sample pieces for purposes of this video. And in the item itself is a cross-section view of what a normal installation would look like. The orientation of both of those items does change depending on which jam you're installing it onto and where you're installing it on the header. The bottom line is this system of weather stripping ought to be incredibly effective at not only preventing the transfer of heat and cold to a certain extent, but moisture itself, water intrusion itself, should be significantly hampered by the installation of this material. It is a two-piece system that when you install the material onto the hinge jam, it will install in one way, and when you install it onto the strike jam and the header, it will install in a different way. The strike jam and the header go together in terms of how you install it. The hinge side is installed differently. The L angle is installed on the hinge jam, but when it's on the strike side or the header, it's installed on the face of the door. There's a cross section that shows what this simply looks like as you install the material. Indeed, lock side and head, and then hinge side is detailed there. I didn't see that. But when you look at the cross section, it's the only way that the material can actually be installed. I have supplied this concept of material to people in southern Florida who literally have weather that is extremely beyond a snowstorm where there's 8 inches of snow, where there's horizontal rain that's being pushed by hurricane category type winds. And while this isn't really a solution for such an event, it's certainly going to help in most instances and can certainly be argued as better than nothing. So on your hinge side, if we were going to mimic what it's going to look like on the image, the cross-section you're seeing, you're literally looking at it like this, where when the door opens, you'll have this sort of rotation that will occur. Okay, so this is actually the door, and the door is going to rotate out like this. So when it closes, it's going to make nice contact. Now on the strike side and the header, we need to mount the offset piece to the jam and then the L angle to the face of the door so that it will look like this. Do I have that right? I do not. From your perspective, I do have it right. I'm trying to do it in reverse in my mind. Forgive me. We need to have that offset like this so that it looks correct. Then we need to have this piece underneath. Yeah, now we got it right. Okay, so in this same scenario, the door is going to come out like this, or at the header as well. Well, it would actually look like this at the header. Okay. And while I think you could certainly argue that metal on metal isn't great for thermal, R value, it's certainly great when it comes to a mechanical stoppage. And whether it be horizontal rain or, it's a real thing, scorpions in the Southwest. I've got clients that say, I put my foot into my boot and there's a scorpion inside of there. So the people do want to mechanically seal their doors for a variety of reasons. Now let's go over the dimensional properties of this material. On the offset, the 132, they've got it at 1 1/16 wide, and that is not accurate. I'm coming up with about 7/8. You've got a total offset here of about a 1/4 inch, maybe 3/16. The overall width of the L angle, they might have these dimensions reversed. Well, they don't. 15/16. Overall, about 3/8. Let's get a material thickness on this just because we can, so you have an idea of how thick the material is. The offset is 0.058 inch thick, 0.058, and the L angle is 0.048. There is a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure, where you can review some different interlocking type thresholds. They make interlock thresholds as well, but interlocking weather stripping. And you'll see the different types that are there. And we don't sell this material often, but you know when we sell it is when someone's had an event where water's gotten in sideways. That's when people start looking for it. The interlocking weather stripping that's here, you're going to be able to use the U-shaped with the drip guard at the header. You can do a mechanical seal at the meeting style of the two doors with the 130 series and the 203 series. That 202 would go really well at the header. I could see you also installing that at the strike side as well. So that's where that would install. The problem with the interlock on the pull side is because you've got your hinges and your hardware that's there. So this material is going to be mounted on the push side or the interior side of the door. You know, and ideally you'd like to be able to stop the material outside rather than inside. But again, if you have nowhere else to install the material, something is better than nothing, most certainly. So that interlocking weather stripping is there for you to review in terms of what the sister products are, but also on that page is referred to the different finishes that you can get on the aluminum. The C in the part number would stand for clear anodized. The D is the dark bronze, and the G is for gold. So you can do all three of those anodized finishes. Now these pieces are in the website as a kit in different lengths, everything from 2-foot sets to 8-foot sets. If you're doing doors, you're going to need to order let's say a 3070, a 3-foot set, and then two 84-inch sets. We don't have them listed as kits currently at the time of this video, but some point in the future we will. But you can just buy them individually and put them in your cart. The per foot cost is the same regardless of a 17-foot kit or a 3-foot and two 7-foot sets. If you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and simply indicate in the comment field the length you'd like for us to cut the material back to. The reasoning is because maybe you don't want to take the time or trouble to have to cut this material. Also, if these were the genuine article and not just 6-inch samples, you might take a piece and cut it down and then eliminate any preparation in the material for a screw. And screws would be included certainly in a complementary finish. So if you ordered a custom length, you'll get the length that you want, but the preparation for the hole from the end will be the proper dimension and the proper center to center as well. Now, it's unclear to me how this is going to come prepped for screws, even though their catalog states all weather stripping is slotted for, has slotted holes. And that's how I would expect this material to ship. There's no doubt. I would encourage you to clarify what you'd like to see happen in terms of preparation for screws in the comment field, just so that you get what you want. Be sure to include slotted holes and screws. No holes required whatsoever, but please supply standard fasteners. Whatever you'd like to say, do so there, and we can almost always accommodate those requests at no additional charge. You know, doing notching, doing mitering, things like that, that really wouldn't apply to this weather stripping, would probably require an additional charge. But nonetheless, let's talk clearly about what you need so there's no surprises when the material arrives. Now, I'm quite partial to Reese products, and it's because of a number of things. First of all, I love their dark bronze finish. Absolutely love it. It's the most elegant dark bronze anodized finish when it comes to aluminum in the industry for weather stripping. Some people have them where they're far too dark, practically black. Other people have their dark bronze weather stripping where it's been completely stored incorrectly and arrives to you already scratched. And that's because of how it's been stored and handled at the factory. Reese is much better about that stuff. Their material is certainly handled properly, and they're not sliding the extrusions against each other like I suspect that some people are. People in the shop understand that you're ordering dark bronze because you're not painting it, you're not powder coating it, you expect it to be dark bronze, and it should arrive to you in a condition that would be suitable for presentation. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page, where you can pull up not only all of the Reese products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Reese 132D by 133D set of interlocking weather stripping, or any other Reese product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.